So we usually start with some side steps and arm circles, nice and low impact to get some of the fluid moving in our joints here. Big arm circles, squeezing between your shoulder blades as you pull your arms back behind you. So all you need for today's workout is some sort of a low bench. Let's go forward with our arm circles, really rounding through your back. I'm using a pot. I have a bench, but I'm using a pot just to kind of show you guys that you don't need a lot of fancy equipment in order to work out at home. Just random things that you find in your house will work. So I'll be using a pot. You can use a bench or any sort of low step, or just on the floor is totally fine. A couple more seconds here. Hi. So I think you missed this one, so we're gonna do a squat, place your heel in front. So Shay, if you wanna keep your camera on, that's fine, but you will show up in the recording that I'm gonna post online, which is fine if you don't mind. I can't figure out how to do it with just me. If other people leave their videos on, they'd show up. I'm still getting used to Zoom here. So picking up the pace a little bit, once you start to feel a little bit warm, just squat, place your heel in front of you. So as I was saying, if you don't have a bench or anything, that's fine. You can just do all the exercises just on the floor. A few more seconds here.
Is she doing that exercise?
You just can't see her video. So now we're gonna take our hands up behind our head, keeping your elbows pulled back. We're gonna do a squat to a knee up, trying to touch your knee with your elbow.
That's too silly.
It's pretty silly.
Yeah. I'm donkey.
No silliness, please.
Okay, Mom.
Thank you. But go in here if you can. Let's do this a little faster. Starting to breathe heavy already. More seconds. So now we're going to start at one side of our mat. 3 stutter steps, jump across. 3 stutter steps, jumping back. Here we go. You can also just step and march, step and march if you want to take out the impact. Good exercise, guys. You lasted all of 3.5 minutes. Couple more seconds here, and we'll change it up. Can you step away from the camera, please? Thank you. Okay, we're gonna come into jumping jacks. Low impact, just step your feet out, or a regular jumping jack, if that's comfortable for you. Couple more seconds, and then I'll start demoing our first round of exercises. So as always, we have 6 exercises in a circuit, 30 seconds on for the 10-second break. We're gonna cycle through the 6 exercises 3 times. We'll do that twice, 2 different cycles, and then we'll do an 8-minute core workout before we do some yoga. So while I'm demoing these exercises in the first cycle, either copy along with me or keep a boxer shuffle going, a side step, something just to stay warmed up. So I'm going to go through and demo our first round of exercises. So the first one, we're going to start at the end of our mat, similar to what we did on Monday, fire feet. So getting low, keeping your feet going as fast as you can. Then you're going to do a long jump, trying to jump the whole length of your mat. Jump and turn, side. When I say go, long jump, jump and turn. If you want to take out the jump, just do fire feet, do a squat hold while everyone else is jumping, and then back to fire feet. Then we're going to use our bench, or in my case, a pot.
Fire feet, fire feet.
Quiet, please, okay? So we're going to start with our right leg on the bench, or whatever raised surface. We're going to come into a forward lunge, making sure that front knee stays directly over the ankle. Come back up, get your balance into a side lunge, so the leg on the step is staying straight, and then into a rear lunge. Coming back up, forward, side, rear, keeping our right leg on the pot the whole time. Then using our bench, we're going to do a push-up. One hand on the floor, one hand on the pot. Push up, switch to the other side, push up. You're really weighting that hand that's on the floor. Isla, can you please get a little bit quieter? Thank you. You can eliminate the pot entirely or the bench entirely if it gets too challenging, or drop to your knees at any time. You can also do wall push-ups if it's a bit too challenging on the floor. And then we're going to take our pot again. We are going to do a lateral jump or step over our pot into a burpee with the push-up if you can. So coming down, push up, back up, jump across, push up, and back up. You can step over. You don't want to do the burpee. Floor to sky squat, step back over, and a squat. Then we're going to do the lunges on the other side. Left leg on the pot or the bench, forward, side, rear. And then our last one, we're going to move our bench aside. We're going to do a rocking forearm lunge into a dolphin plank. So in a plank, on our elbows, you're going to rock forward, rock back, and then raise your hips up. Come down, forward, back, raise your hips. All right, so those are our 6 exercises. We're starting with fire feet into a long jump, so you don't need your bench for the first one. Get yourself set up at one side of your mat, and we're going on our buzzer here. So nice and low, moving those feet as fast as you can. When I say go, we're jumping, and go, jump and turn, fire feet on this side, and go, jump and turn, fire feet. You can always just do a squat hold if you want to take out that jump, and jump and turn, fire feet, and jump and turn, fire feet. We're going to do our raised lunges now. So on your pot or your bench, right leg is on top. Starting with a forward lunge. Right leg stays stationary. Left leg is moving. Try not to touch the left leg down while we're doing this. If you need to get your balance, that's fine, especially coming up from that forward lunge. You can't see your stationary foot. It can be a little bit challenging, especially on a small surface like my pot. Keep it going all on this leg. If you have a small child or even a weight, you can always weight those ones if you want to. Okay, into our side-to-side push-ups. One hand on the floor, one hand on the bench. Push up here, switching sides. As always, we're in this plank position, tucking your pelvis under. Drop to your knees anytime you need to, or eliminate the bench entirely. Almost done. Okay, come on up into our lateral jumps with a burpee. So either jumping or stepping across your bench into a burpee with a push-up if you want to. Remember, you can always step over your bench, squat, step over your bench, squat. Take out the jump anytime. 5 seconds here. Hey, come on up. Staying with our pot. Left leg is on top. We're doing our lunges. Starting with a forward lunge. Left leg on top. Lunging forward. Getting your balance. Side lunge. Inside leg stays straight. Rear lunge. Back to the front. If you have a bench, you'll be wanting to work at the end of your bench for this. So you can do your side lunges. A few more seconds here. And then we're gonna move our bench out of the way into our rocking plank, into a dolphin. On your forearms. Here we go, rock forward, rock back, raising your hips. Back to plank, forward, back, raising your hips. Raising your hips any amount you can. We're really working our shoulders here, sorry Shay. Okay, we're starting from the top now. Fire feet with a long jump and a jump turn, or fire feet to a squat hold. Here we go. Nice and fast feet, and go. And go. Embracing the jiggle, I always say in our live classes, and go. 10 seconds left, and go. 5 seconds here. Last one, jump. Jump turn. Okay, into our raised lunges. Right leg on the bench or spot. Left leg is moving. Forward lunge. Side lunge. Rear lunge. Forward. Side. And rear. Those side lunges, making sure the stationary leg is straight. After this, we're going into our side-to-side push-ups. Okay, coming down onto your mat. Again, you can also just do wall push-ups if being on the floor is too challenging. We all start somewhere. Here we go. I remember after my son was born, I was used to being fit, and then I didn't really do a lot of work, exercise while I was pregnant with the kids, who were 1.5 years apart, and tried to do my first push-up, and I couldn't even do one single push-up from my knees. Started with very vertical wall push-ups. Few seconds left. Okay, coming to the side of your bench. We're doing a lateral jump with a burpee. I'm gonna eliminate the push-ups from my burpee because my arms are starting to get tired. Here we go. So I'm just gonna do a plank, back up and a jump. You can also step, squat, step, squat. Sure.
I'm just following because I don't want to make it. No,
5 seconds left. You can be in good deal.
Okay, Mom.
Last one.
Can I be in the video too?
Sure. Come on up into our left leg on our bench for our lunges. Left leg staying up on the bench the whole time. Here we go. Bring it forward, to the side, and back. That left leg is staying straight in your lateral lunges.
Mommy, you're silly. If you do last, that would work.
Last round. Okay, into our rocking forearm plank, into a dolphin.
What is a dolphin?
I'll show you. So on your forearms, rock forward, back, raise your hips for a dolphin. Back down.
That's not how dolphins do it.
You show me. If that dolphin is too challenging, just stay with the rocking plank. forward and back, forward and back.
I don't think I'll like this. That's how a dolphin does.
After this, we're starting from the top with our fire feet long jumps. Come on up. If you're a bit lightheaded after coming up from the floor, take a few extra seconds. Make sure you catch your breath before you get joined back in. Here we go. Nice and fast feet. This is the last 4 minutes. Last time we're going through this. Jump. And jump, turn. Fire feet. And jump. Jump, turn. Fire feet. Halfway done this one. Last time we have to do this. Jump. Jump, turn. Fire feet. Take out the jump and just do a squat hold if you need to. Keep those feet going. And jump. Jump, turn. Okay, right leg up on your bench for our lunges. Here we go, lunging forward. To the side. And back. Forward. To the side. And back. I should do a video for you guys sometime. I've had a bunch of people ask me if I have a home gym, why don't I film my videos in there? I should take a video of it today and show you guys what it looks like. You'll understand.
Mommy, after this, could I talk to my friends in
Sure. Coming down for our side-to-side push-ups on your bench, if you can.
Wow.
Nice solid plank. Quiet, please, Declan. Making sure that pelvis is tilted under. Ten seconds left. Keep it going on your toes if you can. Drop to your knees or be up on the wall if you need to. Last one. Come on up. We're doing our lateral jumps into a burpee, either with a push-up or without. I'm going to stay without for mine. Here we go. Last time through this one. Remember, you can always just step and do a floor-to-sky squat. Halfway done.
You can also jump over your legs.
Yeah. Last jump. Last burpee. Good. Come on up. Left leg up on your bench for lunges. Here we go, lunging forward. Side and rear. If you find it's hard to get back up after your forward lunge, take a smaller step and make sure you're sinking down instead of forward. Into our rocking plank, into a dolphin. This is our last one, and we'll take a break. Here we go. Tilting that pelvis under, rock forward, back, hips up. Back to a solid plank, forward, back, hips up. You can always take out the dolphin portion if it gets too challenging, and just do your rocking plank. Last few seconds. Okay, take a break, grab a drink of water, try not to sit down, have a bit of a walk around your room. So this is still your rest time. I'm just going to go through and demo our next round of exercises. So straddling your bench or your pot, we're going to do a squat jump and landing on one leg. Mine is a small little pot here, so I'm going to make sure I'm looking down every time I'm landing so that I don't lose my footing. If you have a bigger bench, You might be able to do it without looking at your feet. So I'm gonna squat, jump up, land on one foot, back down, land on the other foot. You can do this without a pot, just squat and land on one foot. If you want to take out the impact, just do air squats. Then we're going to move our bench out of the way, or our pot. We're going to do an alternating lunge, pop with a kickback. So we're going to start with our right leg. Lunge forward, get low. You can either just stay low, or if you want to, add a little jump. And as you stand up, shifting your weight to the front leg, with your back leg, using your glutes to drive your heel up to the sky. Back down in a lunge, back to standing. So it'll look like this, alternating with the other leg. Okay, it takes a little bit of thinking for that one. It's okay if you get messed up a little bit, just try to join back in whenever you can. Then with our bench, we're going to come into a plank on the floor, high plank, and we're going to step our hands up onto the bench and back down, up and down. Alternating each time which hand is stepping up, so you're not always pushing off with the same arm. And this one takes a little bit of balance. You're going to come to the side of your mat. The inside leg is going to raise up, getting your knee up nice and high, trying to keep your leg parallel. We're going to do 3 kicks. Without touching down, powering off the standing leg, jump to the other side of your mat, touch down if you need to for balance, 3 kicks on this leg, and jumping across. We're really using the outer hips, the outer glutes here, to get that leg nice and high. You can always hold a wall, do your kicks, do a step and a turn, hold the wall, do the kicks on this side. Okay. And then we're going to take a sumo squat. So feet are wide, toes pointing out, knees are tracking over your toes. You're actively thinking the whole time, pushing your knees back. We're going to do little sumo squat jumps from here. Or just pulses, or up and down the whole time. Whatever works for you. Last one, we're going to take our bench and do some tricep dips. My pot's a little narrow. You can also do these on the floor. So heels on the floor, trying to get your hips high, bending so your elbows go straight back behind you, pushing up. On the floor, fingers are pointed towards your bum. You're dropping down this way. Just tapping your bum on the floor before you come back up. Okay, so we're starting with our straddle jump, landing on a single leg. So get straddling your bench. I'm going to start our timer. Wipe the sweat off a little. Here we go. So squat down, landing on one foot. I gotta stare at my pot the whole time. Otherwise I'm gonna fall on my face. Maybe I'll get a lot of views if that happens, I don't know. Halfway done. So we're getting over this cold a little bit. After this, we're gonna move our bench out of the way. Alternating lunge pops with a kickback. So we're gonna start lunging forward with our right leg. If you wanna add the pop when you're low, that's great. Stepping forward, getting low. Little hop, extending, driving that left heel back to the sky, other leg. Little pop, shift your weight, heel to the sky, back to your lunge, and standing. Take out that pop if you need to. Whoops, forgot to go back in my lines at the end. Declan, I'm a little busy right now, bud. Uh-oh. So into our plank step-ups. Go ask her with your manners, please. On your bench. So in a high plank, stepping your hands up and down. We're alternating each time the hand that's going up first onto your bench. Tilting that pelvis under. You can do these from your knees. Really working our shoulders here. Almost done. 5 seconds left here. All right, let's move our bench to the side. We're going into our 3 kicks with a lateral jump. So the inside leg is the one that's doing the kicking. Looking towards where you're kicking, jump across. Get your balance, jump across. If you look in the direction you're kicking, makes it a lot easier to keep your balance. I'm struggling right now, that's okay. Some days you'll find you can do moves like this super easy. Woo! And other days, you're falling all over the place. It's okay. Good. Into our sumo squat jumps. Toes are wide, knees pointing right over the toes. You're trying to get your thighs parallel with the floor. Do either little pulsing squats or little hops here. These get hard fast. So if you're doing the jumps, anytime you need to, take it to a pulse or a full squat. 10 seconds left, and then we're doing our tricep dips. Good. Coming onto your bench or on the floor. Fingers are pointing towards your bum. Getting your hips up, dropping your butt so it just touches the floor. Good. Coming back up. All that's moving here is your elbows. Elbows are pointing behind your back. Everything else is moving passively. So we're doing all this work just with the muscles in the backs of our arms. 10 seconds left. And we're going to start from the top for a straddle jump with a single leg landing. Couple seconds. Okay, come on up. Again, if you get lightheaded going from sitting to standing, take a couple of seconds to steady yourself. Otherwise, straddling our bench, squatting down, landing on one foot. Take breaks anytime you need to. Just join in. As soon as you feel ready, try not to quit on me. Better to take a break and come back than to take a break and just sit on the couch and watch the rest of it. Almost there, guys, couple seconds. Into our alternating lunges with a kick back. The lunge forward, a pop, a kick back to a lunge, back to standing. So, lunge, pop, kick back, lunge, stand. Lunge, pop, kick back, lunge, stand. Good. Take out that pop if you need to. Really using the glutes on that back leg to drive that heel to the sky. Okay, into our plank step-ups. Making sure we're alternating which hand is stepping up onto our bench every time. Here we go. Pelvis is tucked slightly under. Drop into your knees anytime you need to. If it gets too challenging, you can also just hold a plank. Last few seconds. Into our 3 kicks with a lateral jump. I'm having trouble with my balance today. Yesterday I could do it just fine. Remember, you can also hold the wall. Do your 3 kicks holding the wall. Step and pivot. 3 kicks on the other side. Get your balance. Yeah, I'm a little busy right now, Declan. We're trying to get better balance on one foot than the other. Declan, please. I see it. It's beautiful. It's awesome, spaceship. Into our sumo squat jumps. Nice and low. Both of you need to be a little bit quieter, please. It's beautiful. Knees are tracking right over your toes. Pushing those knees out. Little jumps if you can, or pulses. We're trying to get our thighs parallel to the floor here. After this, we're in our tricep dips. 10 seconds left. Take it to a pulse if you need to, or come up between each one. Whatever's right for you. Last few seconds. Okay, grabbing your bench into our tricep dips. Fingers pointing towards your bum. Heels are on the floor. Come on up. Elbows go straight back behind you. After this, we have one more round through. 4 minutes. Each round only takes 4 minutes. Feels a lot longer. 5 seconds. Okay, come on up. Starting from the top with our straddle jumps and a single leg landing. Straddling your bench. Here we go. Squat down. Single leg landing on your bench or your pot. Or just the floor. 5 seconds left. Good. Into our alternating lunge pops for the kickback. We got this, guys. I'm getting tired too. Here we go. Lunging forward, down, pop, kick back, lunge, standing, lunge, pop, kick back, lunge, stand. Ten seconds left. Last time we have to do this one. Good. Into our plank step ups. Making sure you're alternating the hand that's stepping up onto the bench every time. Here we go, nice solid planks. Tilting that pelvis under slightly. Drop to your knees if you need to. Take out the step if you need to. 10 seconds left here. And then into our 3 side kicks, which I'm really struggling with today. That's okay, we all have our days. Okay, coming to the one side of your mat. Big deep breaths. If you get a little lightheaded standing up, take a minute before you join in. Inside leg is kicking. 1, 2, 3, and a jump. Get your balance. Woo! 10 seconds left. Last time we have to do this one. Woo, we're really using our outer glute here.
Mommy, I'm trying to get that rock.
Into our sumo squat jumps. Pardon me?
I'm trying to get that rocking what goes on the floor.
Okay, I'll have to help you in a minute, okay? Here we go. Little pops if you can here. Making sure your knees are staying over your heel or your ankles. So we're not doing this. Keeping them wide. Take it into a pulse. My legs are getting tired, so I'm gonna start pulsing. You can keep jumping, go for it. Whew, 10 seconds left. Then we're doing our tricep dips. Then we're all done. We're just gonna do some core after this. All right, grabbing your bench.
Could I write on here with markers?
I'll have to find you markers when I'm all finished this, okay?
But I don't want to mark it
Fingers pointing towards your bum. Hips up. Bending your elbows straight back behind you. Just tapping the ball on the floor. It's a beautiful magnet rocket ship. Good job. 10 seconds left, guys. You got this. We're almost done. All right. Take a break. Grab a a drink of water before we get started on some core work. Walk around a little bit, trying to bring your heart rates down a little before we get down onto our mat here. You can move your bench aside. We're not going to need the bench for this. Making sure your heart rate is coming down a little bit before we get down onto the mat. So I'm just going to demo our first 3 exercises here because they might be a little bit challenging. The other ones I'm sure you're all familiar with. So first one is going to be flutter kicks. You're on your back, hands can be under your bum, making sure your lower back is staying nice and flat to the mat. Legs extended, and we're just doing little kicks. If your legs are up here, that's fine. But your legs will just be at whatever level you need to in order to keep your back flat on the mat. Okay, we are just gonna have to wait until I'm finished exercise, okay? So then our next one, Isla Brandon, please give me a few minutes, okay? So now we're gonna come up onto our forearms when we're done that. Legs are extended. We're going. Not right now, buddy. Skip things. We're gonna extend our legs out, twisting them into our bodies. We're using our lower abs and our obliques here. Back to straight, twist the other side, back to straight. You can also just do a rocking windshield wiper this way if straightening them in between is too challenging. Then the other one is a hollow body hold. So when we do that, arms are overhead or down at your sides. We're lifting our arms and our legs off the mat at the same time, keeping our low back down on the mat. So in order to accomplish that, you might have your arms here. You might have your hands under your bum and just your legs are hovering off the floor. Maybe your legs are up here. That's okay, just making sure your low back is pressed into the mat the whole time. Might as well just go through and demo all of them. Then we're gonna do outside mountain climbers. So from a plank, bringing your knee to your elbow, hovering it there for a second, back to plank. Knee to elbow, back to plank. Then we're going into Russian twist. We're really hitting our obliques today. So in a V-sit, feet either off the floor or heels down, twisting side to side to touch the mat on either side of you. And then our last one for our back is swimmers. So coming onto our stomach, arms and legs are extended. You're going to raise the opposite arm and leg off the floor. Up and down that way. So let's get started on our back with our flutter kicks. On your back, hands are under your bum, making sure your low back is pressed down into the mat. On the buzzer. Here we go. Really pulling your abs down and flat and keeping them held down there the whole time. 15 seconds left. If your legs are up here, if they're bent, that's fine. Just making sure you're keeping that low back on the floor. So coming up onto your forearms. Twisting in and out. So we're bringing our knees in towards our chest, but twist it off to the side. You can also just do bent knee windshield wipers from here. Just making sure you're using your obliques and your lower abs to pull your legs around rather than just your hip flexors. 15 seconds left. Whew, these get hard fast, guys. Keep going. Couple seconds. Into our hollow body hold on your back. Arms are either overhead or under your bum. Legs can be straight or bent. And we're just holding ourselves off the floor. Keeping that low back pressing down into the mat. Legs can be up here, knees can be bent, whatever you need to do to keep that isometric contraction. 10 seconds left, guys, keep it going. Take breaks if you need to. Good, that's a hard one, guys, good job. Into our outside mountain climbers. So from a high plank, you can be on your knees or on your toes. I think I'm gonna do mine from my knees because My abs are getting tired here.
What are abs?
So the muscles in your tummy. Making sure we're tilting that pelvis under. The small movement is the difference from being here or being here.
Mommy, I just pushed my knee up.
5 seconds left, and then we're going into our Russian twist. So coming into a V-sit.
Pretend that we were
Feet either on the floor, or you can have them raised off the floor if you're able. And we're twisting side to side, touching the mat on either side. We're only doing this core circuit twice. You can take breaks anytime you need to, especially those first 3 core exercises are very challenging. So if you do it for 5 seconds and then you take a 10-second break and you do it for another 5 seconds, that's fine. How build strength. Into our swimmers, on your stomachs, raising the opposite arm and leg off the floor. Here we go. If you stick with it, and even if you take breaks, if you come back to the exercise and you feel ready, that's when eventually you're going to realize you're taking less and less breaks, and eventually no breaks at all. But if we take a break, and that break turns into sitting on the couch and just watching the rest of the workout, we're not going to get anywhere doing it that way. Okay, we're starting from the top now with our flutter kick. So on your back, hands are under your bum. That low back is pressing down into the mat. You're pulling your abs down. Keeping them down there the whole time. Declan, please no screaming. My flutter kicks are going to come up a little higher now because I'm getting tired. Almost there, guys.
I'll tell you something. Remember?
Couple seconds left. Good. Into our twisted in and outs. Up onto your forearms. Or you can just rock your knees side to side and bent knee windshield wipers. Otherwise, extend, crunch them into the middle. Switching sides. Remember, you can always drop them down so knees are going side to side, using your obliques and lower abs to pull them back through center. Or keep going with the twisted in and out. Good, into our hollow body hold. This one is really challenging, so take breaks anytime you need to. Remember, you can either do it arms and legs extended, holding this way, or hands under your bum and holding your legs out. Legs can be up here, knees can be bent, whatever you need to do. That's challenging. Take a break if you need to. I'm going to take a quick one and get right back into it. 10 seconds left, guys. We got this. That low back, pressing down into the mat. Couple seconds. Good job. Into our outside mountain climbers. I'm going to do these from my knees again because this is a challenging ab circuit we're doing today. Making sure our pelvis is staying tilted under. Lowering abs are engaged here. Using our obliques to crunch that knee over to our elbow. Okay, great job, guys. Into our Russian twists. Into a V-sit, twisting side to side. 2 more exercises here, and then we'll do some nice gentle yoga. 1 more minute of work. Stay with me if you can.
Mommy,
Yeah. 15 seconds. You're absolutely sore tomorrow. For our swimmers, last one. We're raising opposite arm and opposite leg. Last 30 seconds here.
Yucky green bottle.
10 seconds left.
Bubble. A pop out of the yucky green bubble.
Activity completed.
Activity completed. Great job, guys. Grab a drink of water. Get yourself set up for a little bit of yoga. 15 minutes left for yoga here.
Mommy.
Yes, I love.
After, could I watch Pop Show because that was so good?
Well, we still have 15 minutes left. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
See how-
very good.
Okay.
But I have something for you.
Thank you, Anna. Can you go put it on the table and I'll grab it see it in a second? I'm in trouble with my shoes. Well, I got you a mat.
I don't want to go downstairs, Mom.
Okay, well, you guys need to give me about 15 minutes to do yoga, okay?
My legs are starting.
Are they? Okay, so we're gonna come to standing at the front of our mat. Big toes touching, heels slightly separated. Arms raised up overhead. Coming into a forward fold. Bending your knees as much as you need to in order to keep your back flat. From here, we're gonna bend one knee and then the other, shifting our weight into our hips to stretch into our hips a little bit.
A reservation.
Now straightening your legs as much as you can. Hands to your shins, come halfway up with a flat back and look forward. Bending your knees to place your hands on the mat. Stepping back into a plank and lowering yourself all the way down. Pressing all 10 toes into the mat. Bringing your chest off the floor into a little cobra. Tucking your toes under. We're gonna push yourself up and back to a down dog. Isla, can you please take that somewhere else? From this down dog, we're gonna bend one knee and then the other, stretching into our calves. Now pressing both heels down towards the floor. We're gonna hold our down dog here for a second. Now looking forward, we're gonna step both hands up between our hands, both feet up between our hands, and then folding forward from here, thinking about bringing your belly towards your thighs, not your knee towards your head towards your knees. Rounding through the feet, we're gonna rise up, arms overhead, and bringing your arms back down. This time we're gonna sink our hips back, arms overhead into a chair pose. Bring your hands to your center, lean forward slightly, and hook your elbow around your knee. So left elbow is coming around to hook around your right knee. You're gonna twist through your upper back to look over your right shoulder.
What does that call?
Please get your milk off the couch.
What is that called, Mommy?
Releasing that, bringing your hands to the mat, straightening your knees as much as you can, into a forward fold again, really getting into those hamstrings and the backs of the legs. Again, dropping the hips down, raising your arms overhead. You're gonna twist the other way, hands to heart, leaning forward, hooking your right elbow across your left knee and twisting through your upper back to look over your left shoulder.
Look there. Please. Go down.
Releasing that again, coming back to center in a forward fold again. Bringing your hands to your shins, come halfway up with a flat back and look forward. Bending your knees to place your hands on the mat. Stepping back into a high plank and lowering all the way to the floor. Pressing all 10 toes into the mat. Come up into cobra. Tucking your toes under, pressing back into a down dog again. Bicycling one knee and then the other. If that felt good. From here, look forward and come down onto your knees. You're going to turn and look over your right shoulder towards your right hip. Shifting your right hip in a little bit. And turn and look over your left shoulder. Shifting your left hip to the side. Now coming back through center, we're going to press away from the mat, rounding that upper back. Then bringing your chest through, arching your belly towards the floor, looking up towards the sky. From here, shift your hips back and forth a little bit, like you're wagging your tail, as my kids say. Pressing through the mat again to round back up through the upper back. Isla, you definitely need to be a little bit quieter, please, okay? One more time, bringing your chest through, arching down for cow pose. Walking your hands forward, pressing your hips up to the sky, back to down dog. Looking forward, step both of your feet up between your hands, fold forward, rounding through your feet, rising up, bringing your hands back to heart. We're going to take a nice wide step so we're facing the long edge of the mat here. Hands behind your back, either pressing your fists together, or if you can, taking your hands to prayer pose. Behind your back, really opening up your chest here. So from here, we're going to do a nice, gentle forward fold with a flat back, stretching in through our chest, and our hamstrings or inner thighs. Declan, please get a cloth and clean that up. Coming back up. And step to the front of the mat, releasing our hands. Once again, rising, hands overhead, folding forward. From here, walk your feet to about hip width. We're going to stand on the palms of our hands. So our big toes are coming up towards the creases of our wrists. From here, try to straighten your legs any amount. It's okay if they stay bent. Getting a little bit of a deeper stretch into our hamstrings here and stretching into our wrists. Releasing that. Hands to your shins, come halfway up and look forward. Bending your knees, placing your hands on the mat. Coming down into a plank and lowering all the way to the floor. You can either do a cobra again, keeping your tummy on the floor, or come up into an up dog. Pressing back into a downward dog.
Mommy, I made a bigger break.
Look forward, step your feet forward and come down to seated. Do you want Maddie up, please?
Okay, Mom.
From here, we're going to extend both of our legs out in front of us. Arms overhead, folding forward, grabbing onto your shins, your feet, hooking your hands around your feet if you can.
I can't.
Okay, I'll let her up in a second. Try to release your hands and make sure you can maintain that forward fold without having to pull yourself forward too much. If you're really having to pull yourself forward to maintain that fold, probably going a little bit too deep into the stretch. Releasing that, and take our right leg, crossing it over our left. Keep your left leg straight, or you can bend if you want to. Okay, you're just going to have to wait a minute. Raising your arm overhead, bringing it across, left arm coming across your right knee, pulling it into your chest, getting a twist to look over your right shoulder. Releasing that, come back through center. Same thing on the other side, extending your right leg out, crossing your left knee over, left hand behind you on the mat, right arm extended. Twist your right arm over your left knee, tugging that left knee into your chest.
Deer pose.
And twisting to look over your left shoulder.
No, that's deer pose. That's deer pose.
This is deer pose?
Yep.
Show me. Releasing that. Turn your legs so you're sitting cross-legged. Right arm behind your back, left arm comes across to your right knee, and we're going to twist through here.
Is it okay that we be in the video?
Been in the video.
Is it okay that I do it?
Coming back through center, hands on the mat, leaning forward any amount. You might be up here, you might be down here, whatever works for you.
Ow.
Really stretching into our hips here. Coming back up, switch the cross of your legs. We're going to put our left hand behind us, right arm coming across to the left knee, twisting this way.
Is it okay that I put the block back there?
Coming back to face forward, hands on the mat in front of you, sliding forward here any amount to stretch into your hips a little bit more.
Oh, done, Mommy?
In just a minute.
But the song went over.
Coming back up, we're going to come down to lay on our backs, hugging both knees into the chest, massaging your low back a little bit here, circling one direction and then the other. Hugging your right knee in, letting your left knee or left leg drop down to the floor. Drawing your right leg across your body, looking over your right shoulder. If you want to add a quad stretch, you can reach down, grab your left foot with your right hand. So we're still twisting our knee over, pulling our knee over our body, and then we're grabbing our foot from underneath to stretch into the quad of the left leg. Think about pushing your hips forward a little bit to get a little bit deeper into that quad stretch if you want to.
Mama?
Coming back through center, hugging both knees into your chest. Now extend your right leg down, left leg gets drawn across your body, looking over your left shoulder. Add that quad stretch if you want to on the right leg. Think about pushing your hips forward just a little bit to get a bit deeper into that quad stretch.
Happy Easter. Happy birthday.
Releasing that, coming back in through center, hugging both knees into your chest. Once again, massaging a little bit into that low back. Rolling to the right side, using your hands to push yourself. It's beautiful, chocolate baby. Back up to seated. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Can you just give me a minute, please? And we're going to keep these going every Monday and Wednesday. So we'll see you again on Monday morning at 9 a.m. I'll also be posting the live feeds, so check the Facebook page if you want to access that. And thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time. There's also the link on the Facebook page to come and hang out and have coffee after this. I know we're all kind of craving some social interaction here, so hopefully I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you on Monday.